overnight that an international business firm has altered with the terms and conditions signed with the government in the Tamakosi Hydel project. The firm is now liable to produce less than half of earlier pledged power generation. The Energy Ministry has remained a silent spectator in the entire episode, giving rise to speculations of massive foul play. Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanama, and these are the top stories of the hour. People's representatives embark on over 200 foreign tours in the past 2 years without permission from Cabinet and concerned ministry. Majority of visits taken for trivial purposes. More than 50 stranded infrastructure projects contracted by government depict possibility of massive corruption. Anti-graft body begins investigation. TBI Holdings, the company that received the contract to produce 650 megawatts of electricity under the Tamakosi 3rd Hydel project, says it will only produce 200 megawatts of electricity. And Lionel Messi handed 3-month suspension from international football for his outburst against South American Football Federation in the recently concluded Copa America. Let us begin with the latest national political updates. The local level people's representatives are not allowed to go for foreign visits without the approval of Federal Affairs and General Administration Ministry. The central government has even issued a circular to all local authorities on not to embark for unnecessary foreign tours. However, a majority of the people's representatives have been found violating the directive. Mayor of Kathmandu Metropolis, Bidya Sundar Shakya, embarked for China visit on 26th of July along with some ward chairmen. Let alone approval from the cabinet, the concerned ministry is not even aware about the visit. Mayor Shakya had been to a visit to Japan prior to this as well without the permission of the government. Likewise, Mayor of Lalitpur Metropolis, Chiri Babu Maharjan, comes foremost in the list of people's representatives making foreign tours without the cabinet's approval. Deputy Mayor of Kathmandu Metropolis, Hari Prabha Khadki, who took foreign visits for 6 times since assuming office, among which only 1 was approved by the government. However, these are only the representative cases. As per the Federal Affairs and General Administration Ministry, more than 200 foreign visits made by people's representatives in the past 2 years did not have any governmental approval. The ministry has sought on every foreign visits from the local governments. The central government has formed a directorate aimed at curbing the haphazard foreign visits of people's representatives. As per the directorate, mayors are supposed to get permission from the cabinet and other officials from the ministry before setting off on foreign tours. However,
त्यो निर्देशिकाले चाहिँ के भन्छ भने स्थानीय तहका पदाधिकारीहरू विदेश भ्रमणमा जानु भन्दा पूर्व महानगरपालिकाको प्रमुख र जिल्ला समन्वय समितिको प्रमुखले नेपाल सरकार मन्त्री परिषदको स्वीकृति लिनुपर्छ र अन्य पदाधिकारीहरूले संघीय मामला तथा सामान्य प्रशासन मन्त्रालयबाट स्वीकृति लिएर मात्र विदेश भ्रमण गर्न पाइन्छ भन्ने व्यवस्था गरेको छ.
However, the people's representatives have been violating both the circular and directorate in this regard. As per the current directorate, all the people's representatives are allowed to head for foreign visits for the maximum 3 times a year. But by constantly violating the provision, the officials have not only undermined the central government but have also been putting unnecessary burden on the state coffers.
त्यसैले गर्दाखेरि संघीय सरकारको स्वीकृति बिना उहाँहरू विदेश जानु भनेको सरासर गलत काम हो, कानुन विपरीत काम हो, हैन. त्यसरी जान पनि हुँदैन. एउटा त हाम्रो कस्तो भएको छ भने विदेश किन जाने भन्ने कुराहरू पनि वास्तवमा राष्ट्रिय स्तरमै हाम्रो स्पष्ट हुन सकेन. जो जहाँ गए पनि हुने हो कि त्यसको कार्यक्षेत्रसँग सम्बन्धित कुनै कुरामा निर्णय गर्न अथवा कुनै कुरा सहयोग प्राप्त गर्न जाने हो कि आफू घुम्न जाने हो भन्ने कुरामा अहिलेसम्म स्पष्ट हुन सकेको छैन.
The Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority has begun probing over 50 public infrastructures, including bridges, roads and buildings. Among the 1,032 stranded projects, the anti-graft body is investigating some 50 projects suspecting massive financial irregularities. The corruption watchdog has kicked off a probe into 1.73 billion worth Jabahil Jorpati Saku Road, 1.64 billion rupees worth Tripureshwar Kalanki Nagdhunga Road, 210 million rupees worth Tinkune's Bagmati Bridge, 220 million rupees worth Kalimati Bridge, Golfutar Road, Doloka Lamo Sanghu Road, among others. The CIA has stated that a thorough investigation into these stalled projects has already started. It has also been learned that the contractors have already received payment up to 24 billion rupees, while the anti-graft body had corresponded with the concerned ministries to wrap up the delayed projects. According to a latest estimate, over 2,500 projects worth 25 billion rupees have been stranded, as there is a general call to take action against not only contractor companies but also against government body overseeing the project, consultant companies and public officials. And with that, we'll take a short break here. For more news, stay with us. TBI Holdings, the company that received the contract to produce 650 megawatts of electricity under the Tamakosi 3rd hydropower project, has stated it will begin the project works but will produce less than half of the pledged amount of electricity. It has been understood that TBI Holdings has signed an investment agreement with 2 Chinese companies to produce only 200 megawatts. This comes in sharp contrast to the agreement struck earlier with the Energy Ministry of producing 650 megawatts. Ironically, Energy Minister Barsaman Pun himself was found participating in the event that announced of producing 450 megawatts less than earlier agreement. 4 years ago, a Norwegian company named Statecraft had prepared the detailed project report for the Energy Ministry, claiming 650 megawatts of electricity could be produced from the Tamakosi 3rd hydel project. The non-resident Nepalese firm TBI Holdings received the project's license after Statecraft withdrew from the project. However, TBI Holdings a week ago signed a contract with Chinese company YEIG International and Shanghai Investigation Design and Research to produce 200 megawatts of electricity from the Tamakosi 3rd project. Chinese news agency Xinhua had published news of the agreement. Energy Minister Barsaman Pun had participated in the event. However, a week later, now the minister himself has stated TBI Holdings cannot change the terms of agreement on its own. Minister Pun also directed his ministry to issue a letter to Electricity Development Department to see into the matter.
कुनै कम्पनी एक्लैले सक्दैन त्यसको लागि हाम्रो विद्युत विद्युत विकास विभाग छ नेपाल सरकारको विद्युत विकास विभागले उपयुक्त कारण देख्यो भने क्षमता घटाउन या बढाउन सक्छ कहिलेकाहीँ कुन मोडलमा जाने आरओआर बनाउने पीआरओआर बनाउने अथवा नदी प्रवाही बनाउने या अर्ध जलाशययुक्त बनाउने या जलाशययुक्त बनाउने.
Decisions related to any hydropower projects of over 500 megawatts of capacity comes under the jurisdiction of the Investment Board. However, the Energy Ministry interfered in the project and assigned TBI Holdings for the Tamakosi 3rd project 3 years ago. The Ministry's interference over the board's jurisdiction and now the Energy Minister's involvement in changing agreements has raised question on the Ministry's intentions. This has also hinted that the interest of promoters could influence similar projects in future.
यति मेगावाटको दिने भोलिपल्ट उति मेगावाटको दिने भनेर हचुवाको भरमा दिनु चाहिँ मिल्दैन तर अध्ययनलाई आधार मानेर यो कारण छ भने त्यो कारण चाहिँ सही हो भनेदेखि सुरुमा भएको भन्दा बढाउन पनि मिल्छ जस्तो हामीले चाहिँ कर्णालीमा त गर्यौं नि सुपर 6 हरु सबैलाई पनि चेन्ज गरेका छौं बढाउन मिल्छ र त्यस्तै भनौं न पानी घट्यो अथवा चाहिँ त्यसको कार्यक्षेत्र घटाउनु पर्यो भने घटाउन पनि मिल्छ.
Based on the DPR of Tamakosi 3rd, the project was estimated to cost around 130 billion rupees. While it is encouraging that the government has signed an agreement for Chinese investment, it is unfitting for any party to try and alter the production capacity. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked the residents of Sunsari why have they constructed their houses nearby the river banks despite the risk of flooding. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
स्थिति छ अब यहाँनेरि क्षेत्रन यसो सरकारहरुले यसो बजेटहरु दिएर क्षेत्रन गर्दै देखिन धेरै राम्रो हुन्थ्यो.
जग्गा जमिन छैन घर एउटा दुख सुख अलिअलि यत्रो वर्ष गरेर दुख गरेर बनाएको घर बगाइदिहाल्छ अब कहाँ भयो जाने त बस्नु पर्यो नि बाध्यता हुने मान्छेको
प्राय अन्त अब कहीं पनि जग्गा छैन सबै जग्गा नहुनेहरु नै छ हैन भूमिहीनहरु छ यहाँ बसोबास गरेको अब त्यसो भएकोले गर्दाखेरि अब अर्को जग्गा बस्यो भने अब बजारदेखि टाढो बस्यो भने अब रोजगारी गरेको अवस्था हुँदैन। अब केटाकेटी पढाउने पनि अब रोजगारीको अवस्थाले गर्दा पनि अब बस्नु बाध्य छ।
कहाँ जानु र अब हाम्रो बस्ने घरहरू नै यहीँनिर अरू ठाउँ छैन। अब अरू ठाउँ कहाँ जानु अब बाढी आएको बेलामा चाहिँ अब नबस्नु जस्तो लाग्छ। अब फेरि हिउँदो लाग्छ। अब बाढीहरू सुक्छ फेरि आनन्द बस्यो 2-3 महिना बर्खाभरि त हामीलाई त पीडित नै हुने हामी सबै।
अर्को ठाउँमा गएर बस्न सकिँदैन। त्यही हो नि अब यहाँ बसिसकेपछि अब यहाँको कि त अब बेचेर जानु पर्यो अब कसले किनिदिने होइन कि त अर्को ठाउँमा हामीलाई अब राख्नु पर्यो। त्यस्तै व्यवस्था मिलाउनु पर्यो।
It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And the question is, what's your take on local level people's representatives going abroad for tours without permission? Your options are A, misuse of power, B, indifference to the laws, and C, no fear of action. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And time now for the sports update.
Sports news.
England have found themselves in a strong position at stumps on second day of the first Ashes test against Australia. All the spotlight on day 2 was on English opener Rory Burns, who scored an unbeaten century. Australia were bowled out on the opening day for 284 runs. The Australian inning was provided a semblance of respectability by Steve Smith, who scored 144 runs. In reply, England finished the second day on 267 runs for the loss of 4 wickets. Rory Burns, on his way to maiden test 100, has scored 125 runs. Burns has been provided good support by Ben Stokes, who is unbeaten on 38 runs. The two have added 73 runs for the 5th wicket partnership. It's now time for our special segment, Media Watch.
A total of 45 contractor companies were blacklisted by the Public Procurement Monitoring Office on Sunday for exhibiting carelessness in works related to public infrastructure projects. The Public Procurement Monitoring Office blacklisted the contractor companies including Pappu Construction after determining their utmost negligence in living up to their assigned responsibilities in the past fiscal year. The Pappu Construction Company was blacklisted after the recommendations of the concerned project office itself after finding irregularities in the construction of the Duduwa Canal under the Sikta irrigation project. According to the Public Procurement Monitoring Office, Pappu Construction will not be able to bid in the tender announcement of any public contract for the next 2 years. The office has penalized other 44 construction companies as well by blacklisting them for 1 to 3 years, concluding their extreme negligence leading to significant harm to the state coffers. Altogether, 56 project officers had called for action against their respective contractor companies. 4 international human rights organizations stated that the government of Nepal had failed in delivering justice to the victims of the country's decade-long armed insurgency. Amnesty International, International Commission of Jurists, Human Rights Watch, and Trial International issued a joint press release on Monday stating that the government had not initiated necessary steps towards taking action against all the individuals involved in the violation of human rights during the conflict era. The 4 international organizations also raised questions on the process undertaken during the appointment of the officials of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission and the Commission of Investigation on Enforced Disappeared Persons. The organizations urged the government to amend laws for both of these commissions according to international laws and as ordered by the Supreme Court. The 4 international organizations also urged the government to prepare a periodic plan for the Commission's future that will ensure delivery of justice to the victims. This is Bipashna Tamang for Kantipur News Desk.
Before wrapping up, here's a look at the top stories once again. People's representatives embark on over 200 foreign tours in the past 2 years without permission from Cabinet and concerned ministry. Majority of visits taken for trivial purposes. More than 50 stranded infrastructure projects contracted by government depict possibility of massive corruption. Anti-graft body begins investigation. TBI Holdings, the company that received the contract to produce 650 megawatts of electricity under the Tamakuzi third hydel project, says it will only produce 200 megawatts of electricity. And Lionel Messi handed 3-month suspension from international football for his outburst against South American Football Federation in the recently concluded Copa America. And those are our latest headlines. Our next English bulletin will be at 11 a.m. Have a great day ahead.